Hello and good evening. We're doing biology and we're also doing a little bit of probability with the rules of multiplication and addition. Previous video was over multiplication. Now we're going to look at the rule of addition, which in biology and genetics and all these Punnett squares would be if we're looking for the heterozygous individual. So if it was like the pea plants, PP times PP, then that would be when we're looking for PP like that, we'd be using the rule of addition. And also, it's also in everyday situations that have or two things that are independent from each other, but we're trying to find out the chances. Like pulling out a 3 from a card deck and the pulling out a heart from the same deck, like that. So individual and independent, but or for the rule of addition. Okay, so now we're going to look at our cross. We have B, B, C, C, D, both big D times B, 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 C, C, D, D. And we're going to be looking for, these are the two things we're going to be looking for. We're looking for either B, B, C, C, D, D, or, there's our or, B, B, C, C. Looking for D, D. Okay, so these are the offspring we're looking for the chances of, and then this is our cross that we're going to do. Once again, like the rule of multiplication, we could set up a giant Punnett square for this. That's going to be complicated and too much work. So we're just going to use the rule of addition. Like in multiplications rule, we're going to just do one letter at a time. So we're going to have B's first, BB times BB. And we're going to be shooting for either BB or BB. From the offspring, we're going to try and find the chance of happening. Sorry about this. I'm going to have to go like that back and forth because of the camera oriented. But we're going to try and do this. Okay, so we have our 4x4, B, B, and B, B. So that's B, B. That's going to also be the same thing. It's going to be big B, little b. That's also going to be the same thing. So you can see we have a 50% chance or 1/2. And that's also 1/2 chance for those two things. Okay, moving on. We're going to go to our C's, which we have both heterozygous, C, 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 C. And we're looking for either home dom or heterozygous from over here. Box. Okay, C, small c, big C, small c. Have our C, C, two big C's there. Gonna have C, C over here. We're gonna also have that heterozygous individual over here too, and we're gonna just have our little C's in that last box. Looking for this, and we're also looking for these two. So this first one, the homozygous dominant, we're gonna be a 1/4. This one we're gonna be a 1/2. Okay, now I'm gonna move to our D. So we're gonna have D, D times D. Oops, apologize. It's supposed to be D, D like that. Sorry about that. So that's our correct one. We're gonna look for both cases. We're gonna be looking for D, D, big D, little d. Okay. So D, 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 D. It's gonna be big D, little d, all across the board. Do that. When you do this cross, two big D's and two little d's, you're gonna get heterozygous all across that board. So this is a 100%, or we could do a 4 out of 4. Doesn't matter. 100%. So now what we're gonna do, we have these chances for the parts. Now we gotta make a sum. So in the back here, once again, we're looking for these are the ones we're looking for. We're looking for B, B, C, C, D, D, like that. This is what we're shooting for. chances, or B, B, C, C, D, D. That orientation. Okay, so this first one, our chances were for the B's were 1/2. Gonna multiply that by the C's chance in that first offspring, so 1/4. And now we're gonna take that 4, the D's, because remember that was our homozygous dominant times the recessive, and so that was DD everywhere, so that was 100%. Okay, so that's gonna equal 2/16. This is going to equal, when you do all the math, when you multiply all those fractions, it's going to be equal to 2/16. Now we're going to move on to here. Again, we have our chances from all those Punnett squares we did in pieces. Now we're going to sum them all. But first, we're going to multiply the chances, the individuals, by each other. So we had 1/2 times 1/2 times 4. It's going to equal 4/16. Now we take these two, because that or is going to be the rule of addition. 2/16 plus 4/16. It's going to equal 6/16 or 3/8 chance. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care and stay safe, everyone.